As you guys know, Jorge Masvidal is set to face the American Cornhole League champion in a special rules match. At the face-offs, things got a bit physical.
Hey! Looks like you got a little skinny. Did you lose weight?
You good, man?
It looks like he lost weight. I think he's been nervous, man. You know how I can definitely beat this guy if we play him like this.
A 3-round heavyweight bout between Ben Rothwell versus Marcin Tybura has been targeted for a UFC card on October 10th. Ben Rothwell is coming off a split decision win over Ovince St Preux, and Marcin Tybura is coming off a unanimous decision win over Maxim Grishin. Yair Rodriguez has pulled out of his main event against Zabit Magomedsharipov due to an ankle injury. Kattar has put his name forward to fill in on short notice. Michael Bisping on the Believe in Me podcast speaks on the potential fight between Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington.
Well, let's go through some of these notes, Lewis.
Sure.
The one that really stands out to me, which is big news, that we've been wanting this fight to happen for a while, and I think it tried to be made a few times, but then for whatever reason it never happened, is that Tyron Woodley is finally happening against Colby Covington. Yeah, listen, I mean, that's a great fight. Of course it is. We always wanted to see that one, especially when Tyron was the champ and Colby was a contender. Now, of course, situation's changed. Woodley is no longer the champ. Woodley also lost to Gilbert Burns quite badly. So this is a really, really bad time, in my honest, humble opinion, for Tyron Woodley to take on this fight. I respect what he's doing here. You know, it's not an easy matchup. He's in a really tough place. He's lost his last 2 fights. Of course, he's not in a position where he's going to get cut or anything like that. But if he loses 3 in a row, albeit to 3 stellar world-class fighters, one of them being world champion right now.
Yeah, it's all top 5 guys, top 3, honestly, right?
Yeah, there's no shame to that, but it's going to be a long process to get back into title contention. No, well, listen, he certainly has the ability to beat him, that's for sure. Tyron's problem is that he's his own worst enemy in terms of his output. His output is just what kills him. He doesn't do much these days. He needs to be busier. He needs to go forward. He needs to be aggressive. If he does that, of course he can win this fight. But if he skims around the center of the octagon, leaning back against the fence, looking for one overhand right or looking for one powerful low kick, that's not going to beat somebody like Colby Covington. Now, okay, great. You hit him with that big shot. You drop him with the right hand. You look like the man. Of course, that's great. But if you don't land that one shot and you're just looking for that one home run punch the whole time, you're going to look stupid at the end of it when Colby outworks you for 25 minutes. You're not going to look good there. It's going to look bad. But also at the same time, I understand why he would want to take this fight. As you said, they don't like each other. And secondly, being Tyron Woodley, being the champion, you don't then want to go start fighting mid-pack level guys. So he's kind of in a really bad situation. And I guess in some ways, you know, Darren Till is kind of in a similar scenario, right? He lost a couple, had a great win against a great opponent, Kelvin Gastelum, and then just loses a razor close fight to Robert Whittaker. Now Darren Till's calling out Jack Hermansson, right? Which of course, another top of the food chain guy. Right? And if he was to beat Jack Hermansson, then of course he's back in those title discussions. If you take somebody that's towards the bottom of the pack, the rankings, they're still just as good. They're almost just as dangerous, right? But they just haven't found the success lately. But if you get beat at one of those guys, then your stock really drops. Because there's no shame to losing to guys that are all in the top 5. Because one more good win, you're right back up there, baby boy. You're fighting for the belt in your next fight. And that's what Tyron's doing here. If he loses to Colby Covington, all right, it's a shame. But he's still one of the elites.
Yeah.
Matt Serra on the UFC Unfiltered podcast speaks on Derek Brunson's win over Edmund Shabazian.
Listen, I'll tell you, I'm telling you, man, Derek Brunson. I was saying it before this fight. That Elias Theodoro is not an easy guy to... No. He's a hard guy to get a decision on. Because he knows how to win a decision. Yeah. You know, he has the range, he throws the kicks from a distance, and he pulls the distance, he out-grapples. And he finished him. He not finished him. He figured him out. Like, he's being way more calculated. Something is clicking with him that he's just fighting just more mature. He's fighting as a more seasoned fighter. It shows. The experience is show. Some guys are not learning from their mistakes or learning from past fights. He has never looked better.
Yeah.
And I like to see what's next for him, man, because it shows. I mean, first of all, they had a thing of all the guys he fought, or even some of the guys he lost to, and it's like all like former champs. And
yeah,
it's like he's right there. It's like he knew that first round not to get too nutty.
Right.
Like almost to be a little more defensive and time his attacks.
Yeah.
And then he just picked it up. And it was just, the way that second round ended was just, Jimmy, it was brutal, the shots he landed.
Yep.
It very well could have been done there.
There was a giant elbow he dropped, right? And that was all within like 15 seconds. 10 seconds.
It's scary, Jimmy.
Yeah.
It was like less than 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
Some very heavy shots, pinpoint accuracy. And I'm telling you, he never got ahead of himself. He was very measured the whole time, very precise. Yeah. I am so impressed with Derek Brunson.
Yeah.
I can't say enough, man. And
very happy for him.
It's good, man.
Jared Cannonier on the Luke Thomas Show gives his thoughts on Robert Whittaker's win over Darren Till.
I thought it was a good fight. I didn't like the fact that Robert kicked his knee. I don't necessarily like that technique too much, but Robert beat a one-legged man, so good on him.
Okay,
and to that effect, Till, he looked damn good on one leg. You know what I'm saying? He looked strong. He still looked strong. To be honest, when it happened, we didn't even know what happened. Nobody would have known anything had he not said anything to his corner in the middle of the round. But yeah.